Let go. Who cares? Ladies, learn how to compartmentalize when it comes to dating. Whoo, cut the first one off. Girl, just tell them. Advice on dating multiple people. I could have been married by now. Twice. Because one thing about it, give me the chalant man. Okay, the chalantest of the chalants. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am coming back today, this month, essentially, with a Sabrina Speaks video. Oh my gosh, it has been years since I have filmed a Sabrina Speaks video, and I've just been itching for one. I told you guys in one of my recent videos that I've really been digging sit down videos. I do, however, have a vlog coming out for you guys next Sunday. Okay, I promise. I asked you guys on my Instagram to leave me some questions on there, and then also to send me emails if your situation was a little bit longer. Now, before I even jump into it, if you don't know what a Sabrina Speaks is, it's pretty much a what would Sabrina do style video, in the sense that you send me things that you need advice on, whether it's friendships, relationships, self, it can be anything, and you can be as thorough as you'd like. You can break your situation down to me and I will tell you what I would do in your situation. And these are completely anonymous, aside from me obviously reading your name or your email. And that's pretty much what we are going to do today. I'm excited, and I know some of y'all have been waiting for one of these videos, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. First, I'll start with some of the email ones. So this one says, "Hi Sabrina, hopefully I'm not too late with my question. Also hope all is well, and I'm so proud of you." Thank you. Was seeing this guy for about 6 months. Then of course February comes around, Valentine's month. He never mentioned anything about Valentine's coming up, and I never inquired on whether or not we would be doing anything on that day to celebrate. I was just laying low and wanting to take his lead, but something was telling me in my intuition that he wouldn't do anything much on that day. He seemed like the type that didn't celebrate Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day comes, we talk a few times throughout the day on the phone. Not once did he say Happy Valentine's Day, nor did I, because I was basically matching energy. I see him later that day after he asked me to run an errand for him. Sigh. Anyway, he presents me with a Snoopy Charlie Brown card. Nothing even sweet written in it. He just wrote kisses. No sweet message written or money falling out the card. LOL. I was bummed, obviously. He said if I cared so much, how come I didn't shower him with gifts? He says he doesn't celebrate this pagan holiday and that I should have inquired about Valentine's Day leading up to the day. Then if I would have inquired, I would have known. Basically says he did do something regardless, which was a card. Keeps saying to me I should have asked about Valentine's Day prior. I personally didn't inquire leading up because I didn't want to be naggy. I wanted to take his lead, but his lead was lackluster in my opinion. What are your thoughts? Thanks, girl. Weak Valentine's Day. Oh, my thoughts on this. So I forgot to mention, the advice that I give is coming from personal experience, just my thoughts. I am not near qualified to be giving advice. This is just opinion, so take it with a grain of salt, okay? But with this situation, I have been through something similar to this, where I was dating somebody and Valentine's Day came around, heard nothing, didn't talk about it. I didn't bring it up either. Kind of similar to this. However, you did mention that he seemed like the type that didn't celebrate Valentine's Day. So a part of me wants to be like, okay, if he seemed like the type that didn't celebrate, then maybe he probably doesn't celebrate and not have expected as much. However, on the other hand of that, I do not believe in dating somebody who doesn't meet the needs that you desire. And this isn't even necessarily to say it's his fault for not meeting the needs that you desire, but just in general, if you're a woman who likes holidays like that, you like to be celebrated in the small ways, if the little things matter to you like that, I would highly, highly encourage you to find somebody who is the same way, who values the little things about you, the little things that you like, the silly little holidays, whatever the case may be, because that is going to reflect how they show up for you, period. Because one thing about it, and I'm just, again, this is a personal experience, the way I think about it when it comes to dating now is I am looking for somebody who celebrates me in the way that I celebrate them. For example, if I'm dating a man and he likes a specific sports team, when you have your friends over and you guys are going to be watching the game and you're like super excited about it, I'm the type of person who's going to run to the store, grab your favorite snacks, grab your favorite drinks, clean up the house, do a little setup for you, the whole thing, because I want to do something that's going to make you and your friends happy while you enjoy the game. Does that do anything for me personally? No, but it's the fact that I want to see the person that I'm dating happy. It's a nice gesture. It's not something that I care about, not something that I like, but I'm doing it because I like you and I know that that's something that you like. If you're like that, find somebody who is like that, because if not, even with small holidays like that, you're going to slowly build resentment. Now, if he shows up for you every other time and this just happened to be something where, I mean, you know this man more than I do. If this seemed like something where he genuinely was just like, oh, I didn't really think about it like that because we didn't talk about it, I didn't think it was a big deal or whatever, but he still got you the card, maybe give him some grace on that. But you would have to really sit there and think about how you've shown up for him, how he's shown up for you, and if this is something that you genuinely feel like he was very nonchalant about. Because one thing about it, give me the chalant man, okay? The chalantest of the chalants. That's what I think about it. Now, me personally, would I be with somebody like that long term? No, because I know how I like to show up for the person I care for. I'm going to be living on my own for the first time this year, and I'm both excited and terrified at the same time. I've never lived on my own. I've always had my family around me. I know you lived on your own, so my question is, how do you mentally prepare for that change, and what tips can you give me in terms of living alone? I've seen a lot of your videos when you lived on your own, and I enjoyed watching. You get excited about making those places your home, even if it was temporary. I hope I can do that on my own as well. It's a big change for me, and I don't know what to expect or even how to feel. I feel the first nights will be the hardest in terms of safety. Any advice would be appreciated. So this one I like because, to be really honest, it doesn't say whether or not your family lives close by or will live close by to where you are. But if your family is going to live close to you, what I have done throughout my history of living alone is on the first few nights or any nights while I'm living alone, if I feel like I don't want to be by myself tonight, I'm scared tonight, I'm nervous tonight, I feel a little anxiousness inside today, I will pack my bag, go to my parents' house, or come to my parents' house because I'm at my parents' house right now. But when I was living on my own, that's exactly what I would do. I would pack up my bag. Sometimes I would even have my bag ready, and I would bring it over, sleep here, wake up in the morning, go back to my apartment. The next night I felt the same way. I would do it all over again until I got accustomed to being alone. Or if I was going through a period where I was just like, I just don't feel like being alone right now, I would do that until I finally got to a place where it's like, I can be on my own. Like, this is a thing. As it is already as a woman or as a human, especially as a woman, I'm speaking coming from a woman, obviously, I feel like we carry a lot. We carry a lot that we never speak about, and a lot of it can translate negatively sometimes with our mental because we're carrying so much. And then you add on something like living completely on your own and being fully financially responsible for everything. It is a lot, and it's something that I don't feel like we talk about. Me personally, I don't know a lot of women in my personal life who live completely on their own. No kids, no pets, no roommate, just me, myself, and I, and all of my bills, all of my thoughts, all of the groceries I need and the furniture. It's a lot. So take your time transitioning It's going to be the time of your life. I promise you. Living on your own is one of those things that is just so freeing. It teaches you who you are in the best and worst ways. You have your freedom. You can come and go as you please. You can leave a mess as you please. Everything's going to be exactly where you left it. It's beautiful. It is so beautiful. But in your process, if you need to take your time to transition and find that balance until you settle in, do it. Don't be ashamed. Hello, Sabrina. I first want to say I truly love your content. You're so classy, down to earth, and gorgeous girl. Thank you. I've been watching your channel for quite some time and love seeing your growth in your content creation. Keep going, gorgeous. Okay, so I have an issue with making friends. I'm a 39-year-old and I don't have any children. I live alone. I'm an introvert and an extrovert. When I'm around people, I know I'm naturally comfortable, but a great deal of the time I like my alone time. But then I get lonely and I don't have many friends as it is already. I sometimes get afraid of putting myself out there because I've been told by family relatives that it makes me seem needy. So please let me know what your tips and advice are about this subject. How can I put myself out there without seeming needy? Thank you for your advice, Sabrina. Take care and be safe. Don't listen to your family on that. First and foremost, I don't think wanting to meet people and putting yourself out there is needy or desperate in any way. Because community, to me, this is a season in my life where community means everything. And if you can meet new people, do it. If you can meet new genuine people, do it. I would recommend, in your case, you said you're an introvert and an extrovert, so I would recommend doing hobbies. I know everybody says it, but it's true. I at one point did a salsa class. I didn't meet a lot of people in that class because I'm super shy. Like, I don't really make conversation. But if you can get into a hobby and talk to people around and talk after class and make connections. I talk within the class, but just it never carried outside. Social media is also a great way. I've actually met some of my closest girlfriends through Instagram, and we are like this now. So I would say anything that requires you to put yourself out there and meet new people, do it. Pottery, Pilates, go to the gym. I have met people at the gym. They'll come up, make conversation, men, women, especially at a good gym where there are a lot of like young people. That's what I look for in a gym, people that are like around my age, and I feel like it's a cool environment. So have a nice balance. You can't just be in the house because you will not meet people that way. I promise you. Hi, I couldn't fit my response in the box, LOL. So I'm talking to two guys, but one of them I've been talking to for the past month and the other one for a few days. The one that I've been talking to is great, but the one thing that's throwing me off is he doesn't plan any dates. He wants to decide everything and has only planned one date. Also, he expects me to talk all the time. He doesn't try to make conversations like he does, but he tries too hard. And the other one, we're meeting this weekend. So the other one, meaning the one that she just met and has been talking to for a few days, correct? Yeah. The other one, we're meeting this weekend, and he has our fourth date planned already. He's a good guy also. He makes conversations with me, which I like because I'm super shy, LOL. So what should I do? I'ma just keep it 100 and cut throat with you. Cut the first one off. So one you've been talking to for about a month. He's only planned one date. You met somebody you've been talking for a few days. He's already planned the fourth date. Me personally, what I would do, the one you've been talking to for a month and he's only planned one date and the conversation's not good, it feels forced when he has to talk. For me, chemistry is everything. The date thing, that's also really big to me too. In my opinion, I think one date a week is a perfect balance. It gives you guys the entire week to do what you need to do. And it's kind of like a treat at the end of the week or whenever you guys decide to go on a date to meet each other again. I just think that you have to keep the pace going, the interest going. One day and you've known him for a month is a no-go for me. It kind of just seems like he's taking it slow or maybe uninterested. The conversation's kind of like off. I, in my opinion, would just cut that person off and focus on this other person. Now, I love the fact that you are keeping your options open, because it's something that I've talked about that I think is really important. I think it's important for women to date intentionally, but also to not settle too fast with one person. With that being said, if you personally feel like you want to still stick around with the 1 month guy that doesn't really hold conversation well, maybe he's like a cool guy, you see potential or something, I would maybe suggest keeping it friendly only. And I say that because I'm afraid that if you continue to date this person or keep it romantic, that it'll eventually turn into a situationship where there's not a lot of chemistry to like hold it up, and then you're going to end up being like, dang, I should have just talk to this person. So ladies, learn how to compartmentalize when it comes to dating. Don't be afraid also to tell men like, hey, I don't really see this going anywhere. I would love to maybe keep this friendly or keep it as a friendship. You seem like a super cool guy, but I just don't really see a romantic connection there. I've done that before, and I highly encourage any woman watching this who is dating to build that confidence to speak up in how you genuinely feel about somebody and what you genuinely want out of the situation or relation or whatever. This one's a long one. So it says, okay, girl, are you ready for this one? I don't know what to do. My man cheated on me after 12 years of being together. I raised his 2 kids, and I say this because they were his and I never had any kids with him. So they're like my stepkids, and I also say I raised them because their mom wasn't around. The little boy was 5 and the girl was 2. When I left, she was 16 and I believe he was 18. I left once I found out he cheated after 1 year of healing. I didn't see the kids for a year. The little girl reached out to me asking, well, she's not little anymore. Let's put that on the table. She's 16. He is 18. Okay. The girl, the daughter, reached out to me asking me if I could take her to church with me because she sees my Instagram. I was so happy. I said yes, keep that in mind. I didn't see her for a year. I told her that I couldn't see her. I needed time to heal. All of us were hurting. She understood. We hugged. We cried. But after a month of me seeing her again, my ex, which is her dad, decided to reach out to me and took advantage of the moment. He says, if you're going to see my daughter again, you're going to have to see me again because he still loves me. Meanwhile, he's still with the girl he cheated on me with. Dirty, right? LOL. I still call her my stepdaughter, and I told her the truth about what her dad was doing. She cried to me saying, please don't give up on me. I still see you as my mom. Now I don't know what to do. Should I continue seeing her? She doesn't know that it's hurting me deeply mentally. Oh, I did tell my ex, if it bothers you, I won't see her again, but that he has to tell her why I won't see her because I'm not going to tell her. I will see her again this Sunday for church, but it's messing with my mental health because her dad does not stop. I don't want to stop seeing her, but this is hard. Please help. I don't know what to do. Whew. Basically, this woman was dating a man. She met his kids when they were like 2 and I don't know the other age. They were young. And they were together for 12 years. He cheated. And now the kids are 16 and 18. And she still wants to be around the daughter. But her ex is basically saying, if you want to be around my daughter, you got to be around me because I still love you. But she doesn't want to do it because of her mental, but she still wants to see the daughter. Me personally, I'm picking my mental health first, period. I am not about to lose it mentally for a man and his kids. Now, I understand the connection because 12 years is a very long time, but I think the order in which you have to consider this situation is your mental health first and the little girl second. For me, if I was you, I think I would maybe wait if you can until the daughter is at least 18, because at that point, she can then decide whatever she wants to do with her time. If she wants to hang out with you on the side, if whatever the case, she has the choice to do so. And he can no longer hold over your head that you have to see him in order to see her, because at this point she can do whatever she wants technically. And I would just take the next 2 years to just really take care of your mental, and to really just, I don't want to say heal, because healing is very, very subjective. And I don't like when people just tell people like, just heal and just be by yourself. But I would just take that time to just enjoy life, to get back to yourself, to not focus on the stress that your ex brings whenever his daughter, or whenever you're around the daughter. I think that might be the smartest move to make, because one thing I have learned is that men will play the long game. Like, if they can make your life miserable, they will take the time to do it. And I've seen it in the craziest ways. They will go and go and go and go until you are done. So I would say put yourself 1000% first in the situation. Wait until she's 18. And then you guys can build a relationship on your own outside of it, if it is that important to you. Those were all of the long emails. So now I'm going to go to my Instagram. Turning 30, feeling the pressure of everyone around you getting engaged, married, babies, etc. I know this is easier said than done, but I'm going to need you to let go of that idea. I'm now 31, and I let go of the idea of all of this probably around 29, because it'll take you to a whole different world if you're constantly thinking about, this person just had a baby, this person just got married, this person just bought a house. It just, everybody's situation is different. And I recently saw a TikTok or something, actually, where a woman was talking about, she had a child, I think she was 45 or so, and she was talking to her daughter, who was now grown up, and I think the mom was like 70 or something. Like, she looked good for her age. And she was talking about how she did not regret one bit having a child at that age. And I think you just have to create your own reality of getting yourself excited for when it does happen to you, whenever it does happen to you. Because if you constantly put yourself in a state of putting yourself down because you haven't experienced those things yet, you're never going to be happy, and you're not going to live your day-to-day in a positive way. Everything that you do from day to day is going to feel like, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? And then you're going to look up 10, 15 years later, however, and realize you didn't even get to enjoy your 20s, your 30s, because you were constantly trying to follow the rat race. Let go. Who cares? I'm 31, living at home, no kids, not married, haven't bought a house, and I'm happy. Like, genuinely, I'm happy. I'm at peace. I have money. I have a really nice car. I have a great job. I actually have all of my ducks in a row. I just decided to make a smart choice of having the lifestyle that I have right now. And I'm content. I'm happy. It is okay. And guess what? I'm so excited for when that time does come for me. I'm not sitting here day to day like, man, I could have been married by now. Twice. I could have had kids. I could have this. I am just like, it's going to happen for me. And when it happens, I'm going to be delighted. I'm going to be excited. It's going to be the best thing ever because I waited. I was patient. I didn't settle. It's going to be exactly what is meant for me. And I just know it. I'm claiming it. I pray on it. I just know. So sit with that mentality. Try to. I know. How to get confidence back after your ex-partner broke you down. Time, baby girl, time is going to heal all. And time is subjective. Just like I mentioned earlier, healing is subjective. Time is subjective. Heal in the way that makes you feel the best without hurting anybody, without hurting yourself. Being smart. That's the advice that I give to the people that I know. But I think just time, taking the time to reevaluate things think about how things happen, why they happen, how do you want to move smarter next time. That's not to say that, because I don't know what happened, that's not to say that any of it was your fault. But of course, we have to think about what can we do next time around to try to avoid this, or to whatever the case may be. I just think taking time, that's the best thing I can recommend. Also, when it comes to getting over an ex or getting over somebody, aside from the obvious, which is like taking time and maybe going to therapy and healing and all that stuff, what I mean in terms of doing things the way that you feel most comfortable in, for some women, that means, okay, well, I want to go out and date and have fun and enjoy and live my life. To other women, that means I want to sit down, go to therapy, not talk to anybody, and be to myself for a year, 2 years, or whatever. Really just depends. I'm not here to judge. Whatever way you choose. Like I said, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody in the process, do with that what you please. Turn 30 and move back to my parents. How to tell someone that without feeling shame. Girl, just tell them. I talk about it like in the most confident way. When I go out and meet somebody for the first time and they're asking all the questions like, oh, what do you do for work? And da-da-da-da. I'll put it in there like, oh yeah, I work from home. I actually just recently moved back to my parents to save some money, make some smarter choices. Like, I'll just slide it in there and say it in the most confident way, because who cares? And especially as a woman, I feel like most men don't really care. Like, as long as you have your stuff together, you have a job, you have something going for yourself, you are a good woman, you have good character, they're attracted to you in some way, most men are not going to care, especially men who prefer to provide in some way, shape, or form. They're going to be like, okay, cool. Like, I can't wait to take you out of your parents' home and bring you over here. I would say just be confident with it. Like, hey, this is where I'm at. I have not come across not one man who's had a problem with it. Not one. And again, they get to see the type of woman I am, how I carry myself. I have my stuff together. I pay my bills. I pay bills here. I have a great car. I maintain. My character. You're good. I promise. Advice on dating multiple people and when to get intimate. Ooh, okay. Advice on dating multiple people. This is actually a good one, because as I've been dating, I've kind of changed my mind a few times about how I'm going about it. At the beginning, I was like, I'm just gonna go on dates. And then I've shifted now into I'm keeping my options open, but I'm not necessarily searching. That makes sense. So when I first started dating, I was like on apps and I was like doing the whole thing and putting myself out there. And now I've just taken a step back. Whatever comes to me, comes to me. Also, with that, now instead of dating multiple people intentionally, I'm more so like, if that's the way it happens, it happens. For example, if I'm talking to somebody right now and I'm just talking to that one person and I'm not in a relationship with that person, but things are going good, they're going cool, he's a cool person, we're getting to know each other, going on dates. And if I go to the mall and an attractive man comes up to me and says, hey, you know, you're beautiful, whatever, I would love to take you out. Or like, what's your number? What's your Instagram? I will, if I'm interested, of course, if I'm attracted or interested in any way, I will still be open to it. Versus going on apps, looking, being intentional and trying to date multiple people at once. Does that make sense? Basically, the moral of the story is not committing yourself to one person too soon before y'all even consider it a relationship. If you are still dating and talking to somebody, and if somebody else approaches you that you are also attracted to and you're like, should I not? Me personally, unless I'm in a relationship, I am still going to be open to allowing that person into my life in some way. Sorry, I just realized my closet's open and it's bugging me. But that's the advice I personally would give. However, let me tell you this. You may just end up in a place where you are finding yourself balancing multiple people, trying to remember certain things about certain people. Don't get me wrong, the date parts are fun because you're going out, getting drinks and dinner and getting to know somebody. That part's fun. It's like going out with friends, but except you're potentially looking for romance, right? So it's fun. But the part of trying to remember things about each person, trying to build genuine rapport with somebody, then once you invest, because we're women, once you invest emotion and time with somebody, and then things start to get really serious with one person, and then the other person still kind of seems like they're going with the flow, and then this person you think might ask you like soon if you want to be their girlfriend, but then this person's also really cool, and then what do? It can happen and it can get stressful. So this sounds like first world problems, but you got to think about that, because what are you going to do if you have 2, 3, 4 people that you're trying to balance that you really like? Think about that. But also that can be cool. That can be fun if that's what you want to try out, but just be very open and honest with these men up front. Hey, this is what I date. Actually, pause. You don't have to tell these people how you date, because you don't have to, because more than likely men move in a very similar way without saying anything. That's a part of dating. That's how we're supposed to date. Okay? Getting to know people. But if somebody starts to get emotionally invested, you want to be honest, because you do not want to hurt anybody's feelings and lead them on and then be like, oh, whoa, like I'm just trying to have fun. I'm just trying to date multiple people. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Because you don't want people doing that to you. So if you notice after a few dates, he seems really like he wants to jump in and you're not ready, verbalize it. Communicate. Even in dating, communication is going to be essential, because you do not want to hurt anybody's feelings. When to get intimate, I'm gonna leave that up to you. If you want to get intimate and have fun and go out and have flings, just be safe. If you want to wait, lock it up until 3 months or date 3 or marriage, whatever you want to do that. The intimate part is not up to me. It is really up to each person. Again, who am I to judge? I think I'm going to leave off here. I have a lot more to go through, so I'm going to save these for another time. But again, if you have anything that you want to send to me, any situations you're going through, things you need advice on, please drop me an email, not to my business email, but to the sabrinaspeaksseries at gmail.com email. Because I do get a lot of them, it's going to be hard for me to get through all of them, of course, but I'll try to like pick and choose ones that I think you guys would really like want to get some insight on, or just follow me on Instagram, because I will next time post another little question box where you can leave me some of y'all's situations in there. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I wish I had a little drink. It is Friday while I'm filming this, but I'm about to go out, so I'm like, not too much. But I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you stuck around until the end, you might as well just subscribe. You're already here. You might as well like the video. You know what I'm saying? But thank you guys. I love you, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah.